Hi traders, David here again from Wave Trader and with another weekly analysis of the dollar index and any trending pair that happens to be setting up for a profitable trade this new week. So I just want to do a quick recap on last week's analysis of the dollar index and the Euro GBP currency pair before we move on to new things. Now, I was telling you guys last week that the week that passed, your concentration on any pair that had to do with the dollar was to sell if you were trading the ones that had the majors. The ones with the US dollars, they are major, like the USD CAD, the USDJPY, and so forth. And of course, if you were looking to trade the euro, the GBP USD, and so on, then you would have to think of buying positions. Okay, so you can see here that now the US dollar seems to have broken this diagonal channel that we've been in, and even though it's at an area of support again here, but I suspect that it's going to push down a little bit longer. Okay, and if that's the case, then you may want to look at the pairs like the euro, the GBP, the New Zealand, and Aussie for buying opportunities. And we're just going to briefly look at this. I want to keep this video as brief as possible. And I wanted to show you the euro GBP currency pair. Remember last week I showed you that there was going to be a lull. This was where I did the analysis when the market was quiet on Sunday, same like today. And you can see what happened was that the market pushed up a little bit further. But now we are in the fourth wave. Okay, you can clearly see the first. I'm just going to make this the line chart. Maybe it will be easier for you guys to see. Okay, now you can see we have the first wave here. This is the second. Okay, this was the third, and now we are meandering in the fourth wave. Okay, so now I suspect that the market is going to try to find its level down to somewhere to this dotted line, which happens to be 62% retracement level of this leg up. Okay, and this is in line with what's happening because this is the euro GBP currency pair. So if the British pound, this one, you can see it's on a tear, it's going up sharply. So that tells you that the euro GBP most likely is going to go down since the GBP is the secondary pair here. Okay, so what I said last week still holds, and you can see that we've already had a wave top situation here. Okay, we had our cross of the MACD here, the death cross, and it looks like we are going to get our death cross on the EMAs here. Okay, so if we get that, you can think of selling the euro GBP this week. Okay, so you just go to the 1 hour chart and look for opportunities. We already have a cross here on the 1 hour chart. All right, so I believe that the euro GBP will be a good pair to sell this new week. Okay, for some serious pips. But let's have a quick look at some of the other currency pairs I wanted to look at. So since we can see that the dollar index is going down for now, if we have a look at the euro, this is the euro, and I'll just quickly do an analysis from the top down. So you can see here that after this hammer bar here, you can see that the market seems to be bouncing off. Okay, I've been waiting for this move to continue the upward move for the longest time. So it seems as if we're about to get that. And you can see here what's going on with the euro. It is a mirror image of what's happening on the dollar index, only inverted. We have, this is the weekly chart now, and you can see we have positive divergence going on here. So I am waiting to see if we are going to get a dip, which we should get. Okay, It might not come down as much as to this level, but we need to see a dip here to get a valid wave bottom situation on the weekly chart. However, judging by the length of these continuation candles, we just might not get a very pronounced dip before the upward trend resumes. Okay, so going to the daily chart, you can see that the market has really been on a burn. Okay, so if I wanted to go into this trade to the long side, I will be happy to see a retracement back to this level of support here. Okay, it doesn't have to be much. So the best way to look at this chart or at this pair is to wait on the 4-hour or the 1-hour chart. Okay, we have what looks like negative divergence about to commence here. It's not completed yet, but I want this to push the market down for me. Okay, so these are the entries I like best when I see a dip in an uptrend. Okay, so how pronounced this dip is going to be, it's anybody's guess, but if you keep your eye on this chart, you should be able to find good moves this week. And I believe that the same thing can apply for the GBP as well, as you can see. So we are just going to skip over to the New Zealand currency pair right now, and this is what's happening here. So you can see we have a pronounced bullish candle here, okay, which preside by bouncing off of this area of support right here. Okay, so even if the market were to say, because we have a death cross here, so even if we were to say, oh, we are still in a downtrend, it doesn't really matter in the short term because we have what looks like a bounce up. So you know what I say about bounces like this. You take a retracement value. Okay, I'm just going to do that for the second level here. So like so. So you can see that this retracement here, assuming we are still in a downtrend, we are still expecting a little bit of a push. But I believe that we are about to get a wave bottom on the daily here. Okay, because we have a golden cross of the MACD here, and I'm expecting a cross of the EMAs this week on the daily chart. Okay, so for the major pairs like New Zealand, GBP, I may want to be thinking buy. Okay, this is the 4-hour chart. You can see after our positive divergence situation here, we have a wave bottom situation that has pushed the market to this point. So what I'm essentially waiting for on this major pairs is a push down to give me an opportunity to get back into the trade. Okay, so it is very possible that for the first couple of days, probably between Monday and Wednesday, the market might actually be thinking down, okay, in the short term, but the overall trend is still up. So if we have a quick look on the Australian dollar USD currency pair, you can see the same thing as the New Zealand is happening here. So you are going to have to look for opportunities to go to the upside. Okay, you can see here that we have the golden cross on the MACD, and we are waiting for the golden cross on the EMAs, and this is what you are waiting for to get into this trade to the upside. Okay, so for the major pairs that have the US dollar as their secondary pair, you are going to be thinking buy. So let's have a quick look at the USDJPY, and you can see that we are predominantly bearish. Okay, in line with the, you can see it looks exactly like the dollar index commodity. So think sell for the USDJPY. So what you are looking for are selling opportunities. Okay, so wait for a retracement to the upside a little bit, and then you can find an opportunity to sell. So we'll have a quick look at the USDCHF, same scenario. Look for opportunities to sell by waiting for the market to retrace. So wait on the 4-hour or preferably on the 1-hour because the market is moving quite fast. So the 1 hour seems to be the best bet for these currencies right now. So for those of you who are a little bit unfamiliar with how to get into trades like this, you are looking for something that looks like this. Okay, it doesn't have to be like this exactly, but you are looking for something like this basically, okay, to get you into this trade. All right, it might look like this, it might, you can see what's been happening here, but the market pushes up and gives you an opportunity to sell with little risk. Okay, so you wait for an opportunity, and most of the time it's best to wait for the MACD to give you a golden cross. Okay, so if you get a golden cross on the MACD, that means that the downward trend has resumed, so you can sell easily that way. Okay, so that's it for the USD CHF. So a quick look at the USD card now. It's still going up for now, but I believe that this week the market is going to turn around in line with the dollar index. Okay, because you can see the USD card has the dollar as the major, so definitely it has to go where the dollar index is going, which is down. All right, so the best way to wait for this pair is possibly on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so once this trend line is broken, you might want to consider selling. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's recap quickly on the dollar index. You can see that we are moving down sharply. There might be a sharp bounce here, because most of the time when the market breaks a trend like this, it tends to want to retrace its steps and test the trend line. So be on the watch out for that, especially because we seem to be at a level of support here. So that is possible in this new week. Okay, so don't be in a hurry to jump into any trade right now, but I believe that the overall trend is down. Okay, so for the British, the GBP USD, the Euro USD, the New Zealand USD, the Aussie USD, think buy. Just wait for opportunities to go to the long side by waiting for dips. And for the USD card, USD CHF, USDJPY, you are going to think sell and wait for opportunities to hop into this trade by waiting for retracements. Okay, and a quick look at Euro GBP again. I believe that we are expecting a move down. So because we have this valid wave top situation here, I will wait for a cross of the EMAs and then an opportunity to go short. Okay, so that's that for this week. Happy trading, guys, and thank you very much.